Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Barbara Kane. I'm a licensed practitioner with the Centers for Spiritual Living, and I'm so happy that you're here to join for the morning meditation today. I'm going to do a reading, then we'll have silent meditation for about 15 minutes, and then I'll do a blessing to end the meditation time. And my reading, as often is the case, is from 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And here we go. Please take a deep breath, get yourself comfortable, release the breath if you haven't already done that. Just relax those muscles, feel your feet on the floor. As the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. That's from Psalm 42. I realize that one of the reasons I may not have received a more definite answer to my prayer, more swift and specific manifestation from my spiritual treatment, is because I did not persist in my expectancy. I hoped for, rather than had faith, that I would receive the good I desired. Now, I realize that there must be a certain acceptance and expectancy that is built upon or sustained by faith. Because of faith, I must accept the fact that my good is and persist in expecting its manifestation. My faith sustains my expectancy at all times. Faith is an entirely individual and personal attitude. It flourishes within me. I realize that I may have as much faith as I will, regardless of anything and everything else. The only limit to what I may have is the faith I do have. And so now, let's just close our outer eyes if we haven't already done that, and ease ourselves into that bliss of being with the divine. into the room. Feel your feet. Feel your seat. Take a breath. Open your eyes when you're ready. And now I'll read the final blessing for today's meditation. As is my faith, so is my acceptance. And as is my acceptance, so is my expectancy. And finally, as is my expectancy, so is my demonstration or experience. Through the broad avenues of expectancy created within me by my faith, all good comes to me, and so it is. And I invite you to join us for our regular service, which starts at 10:15. Thanks for being here this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. Whether you're here in the sanctuary at 4 Points by Sheridan, or you've invited us into your home through the power of live streaming, thank you all so very much for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. The the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that honors all paths and promotes global transformation through personal transformation. We are a spiritual community that can support you as you strive to experience a personal relationship with God. A spiritual community where you are respected and accepted just for who you are. A space and place for inspiration, for insight and revelation, as well as loving support to grow into your highest and best self. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a global community of over 450 centers, teaching chapters, and special focus groups throughout 35 countries worldwide. Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life that is dedicated to transforming lives by providing powerful spiritual practices and principles for our individual lives and for exploring new possibilities to assist the world to become a world that works for all. So thank you all so very much. We're very glad that you are here with us today. I have one quick announcement, and that is, well, I'll say relatively quick. This is our first announcement for our annual friend and fundraiser, which we call Gourmets for God. Gourmets for God, is a unique community builder and fundraiser for our center. Throughout the month of June, we will be accepting hosts. And what that is a host is someone who is willing to host an event. Now, that event can be anything. It could be a sit-down 5-course meal. It could be a picnic at some park somewhere in our beautiful Triangle area. It could be a hike before that picnic. It could be a game night. It could be really anything. We've had times where we've come together and we've created some kind of a craft, and then we broke bread together after that. We've had events that honor any particular thing, like a garden, they're like someone's garden, an English garden, perhaps. So the events are created and hosted by TCSL people, and they involve inspired meals and other activities. So really anything. You can only be limited by your imagination. Anything can fit the bill. So they could be simple or elaborate. You could provide pizza, or you could have that 5-course sit-down meal, whatever you like. You don't have to be able to do anything fancy. You don't have to be a chef. You could just, cook a little something up, or get Costco to cook a little something up. Whatever you would like. The intent is just to be together. Oh, I've just been told I'm giving away some secrets. So just don't let anything stop your creativity, really. Call me up and talk to me about it, and we can figure something out if you'd really like to host something, but you're not sure what that would look like. You could also get together with someone else. Like, you're really great at creating some kind of a party, and you have really good ideas for that, but you don't feel really good about your culinary capacities, so you might get a friend that's really good at that, and the two of you come together and host an event. So, during the month of June, we will be getting all of the events put together. And then in July, we will actually have a silent auction. And so we kind of figured out how we can do that online. And so we do have an auction for that. It used to be kind of fun because we had these glass jars, and you'd fill out a little piece of paper, and they'd go in the glass jars, and so you'd watch the glass jars get up and up and up, and then you'd have to think to yourself, if I really want to go to this event, maybe I should up my bid. And then there would be that kind of shenanigans going on because people would put in a new thing. And so it's really fun. It's we do throughout the month of July will be the silent auction. And then at the appointed time, we're still working out some of the exact dates. So it's a little vague right now, but we'll send out some information to everybody later. And once we have that exact date, then all bids for the events. So say I have a 5-course sit-down meal, and I have 8 places. So the top 8 bids will be able to go to that event, right? So then after that, then we take a look at all the bids. We figure out who has won events. Then we contact you, and you say yes or no if you're still interested in the event, and pay for the event. And then starting mid-August through mid-November, all of the events happen. And they are so much fun, really so much fun. If I had a house, I'd have to mortgage it because I go to every event. So it's really a great time. So please be thinking about some event that you might want to host if you want to sponsor it. So all of the proceeds, right, go back into the community. They go back to Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. It is your tithe, right, to host the event and to handle all the money on that end. So there's like no overhead. Everything comes back into the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and you get to have people at your home and deepen your relationships with the people that are members here or, longtime guests. So please consider that. We will have the forms ready for host registration and a way to be able to begin to make that happen. So thank you all so very much for taking a moment to think about it. I would now like, speaking of thank you, I would like to thank the lovely Barbara Kane for her beautiful meditation that enlarged the container that our service will unfold within. So thank you very much, Babs. And now I would love for everyone to please stand and join us for singing our opening congregational song, You and Me, by Eddie Watkins, Jr.
Oh, yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One life shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. All right. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shine. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hello. Woo! It's such a great day to be alive. So I'm Amy, and I love being here. I'm a member of the Triangle CSL, and I have the honor of presenting the announcements today. So I'm going to try to do a great job. Thank you so much. Okay, Yes, because I love to talk. Okay, so you'll probably figure that out. All right. So, first announcement, our Wednesday evening services throughout 2024 are called Beyond Sunday, right? So please join us at 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights on Zoom. The link is available on our Wednesday newsletter or on our website. And during the month of May, you are invited to join us as we dive deeply into the inspiration of Karen Walron's book, The Lightmaker's Manifesto, How to Work for Change Without Losing Your Joy. It's a great book. It's a great book. Licensed practitioner Carol Cross, our beloved Carol Cross, will be facilitating this conversation. And she has been already, so if you've been there, you know how amazing it is. So please come. We still have a couple of more Wednesdays. Speaking of Wednesdays, all right, I'm really excited about this one, okay? So just hold your hats. Hold on to the chair, okay? I know if you don't have a hat on, just hold your head. It's okay. But we got a new thing getting ready to happen. So in the month of May, we have the last Wednesday of this month. It's going to be a fifth Wednesday. So this is very special. We're going to have a movie night. Woo! Right? Woo! I love getting together with a group. Everyone is so amazing. So this event will be held at the Lodge at Crossroads. So please join us at 6:30 p.m. for fellowship with a movie that will start at 7 o'clock. So you have time to come. You bring a snack, right? Bring something to share if you want. Bring a beverage that you enjoy that you can also share, especially if it's, red and heart healthy. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Not saying anything. Could be grape juice. All right. Fermented, maybe. Okay. But I'm just saying, it starts at 7 o'clock, the movie will, okay? And while this event is free, love donations are welcomed, okay? So it's absolutely free. You can just come. It's okay. But if you want to give, if you feel inspired to give a donation, you can, okay? So the film that we're going to see, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but I'm excited to see this. It's called Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring. Okay, it's the story about the life of a Buddhist monk as he passes through the seasons of his life from childhood to old age. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's also in Korean, so there's some subtitles, so it's really wonderful. The film is not solely an ode to nature's cyclical rhythms, right? Cyclic rhythms, but it's also an homage, if you will, to the very essence of existence, our existence, because really that's what we do too. We go through cycles. So it's visual poetry mirrors the intricate, there we go, intricate. I'm so excited. Sometimes words escape me, but it's okay. I'm 100% fine with myself. I love how life shows up for me every day. And you just keep going. So with the intricate choreography of life, which is birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. So it's beautiful. Inviting the audience to truly contemplate their place within this grand symphony. So please consider joining us, okay, at the Lodge at Crossroads at 6:30 on Wednesday, May 29th. So make sure you mark your calendars, put it in your phone, set an alarm so that you know to come, okay? The third announcement that I want to share with you today is about Spirit Speak Boutique, okay? It's owned and operated by our beloved Eileen Proctor, who is partnering with TCSL to make available a line of short sleeve t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies, as you can see on the screen. They're absolutely beautiful. They come in a variety of colors. The garments have a logo on the front, which is our logo, and then there's a powerful affirmation on the back. And so as you can see here, you see on the picture, the Center for Spiritual Living, and then on the back, I am love. And so it is. I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. So a portion of the sales, though, get donated back to the center, back to TCSL. So that's beautiful. It's like you are doing for yourself, but at the same time you're giving to others. And aren't we here to serve? Aren't we here to support others? And that's an opportunity to serve in your own special way. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Eileen. You can reach her at either spiritspeakboutique@gmail.com, which you can see the email address there, or you can call her at 919-526-0206, or you could text her, because some people don't really want to talk, but they want to text, and that's okay. I've learned that the hard way, because I love to talk, as you can tell. Okay. All right, let me move on. Number 4. Okay, so on Sunday, June 9th, part 2, Carol Cross will facilitate the second workshop of her new workshop series called Spiritual Journaling Through the Seasons. So here you're going to embark on a transformative exploration of the seasons in her series. In this series of 4 workshops, one inspired by each season, you will learn why spiritual journaling is such a powerful tool. You're going to learn why journaling is such a powerful tool, okay, with her. She's such a great teacher. For connecting our daily human experience with a higher knowledge of our inner divinity while designing a journaling practice that fits you and your lifestyle. Each one is a standalone lesson. So because there's 4 seasons, there's 4 opportunities for you to work with her. So you don't have to have done the Spring Blossom, which was the one that she held a few weeks back, within the workshop in order to attend the one that's coming up, okay? So please consider to join on June 9th. It's absolutely wonderful, and it'll be right here after service, so there's not a lot of transition. You can just be here, bring a lunch, and get right into it. The second workshop will be held on the 9th, like I said. It's called Radiant Reflections. A summer spiritual journaling workshop. As the sun reaches its zenith and nature teems with life, we turn our focus to the spiritual qualities of summer. In the workshop, immerse yourself in the warmth and abundance of the season, harnessing its energy for inner transformation and spiritual renewal through the process of journaling. I love summer. I love all the seasons, to be honest with you, especially autumn. It's my favorite. Okay. The workshop will include inspiring insights, creative exploration, mindful artistry, hands-on creation, and digital resources. Wow, it's really packed with a lot of resources, a lot of information. The workshop will be held here, like I said, from 12 noon until 3 p.m., okay? And each individual workshop costs $30. So the future workshop dates will be September 8th and December 8th. So you can go ahead and mark your calendar and get ready for autumn and winter. The workshop will be facilitated, again, by our one and only licensed practitioner, Miss Carol Cross. So reserve your spot today by emailing info@trianglecsl.org, okay? And for the final announcement that I have today, this is an invitation to explore the psyche within, your psyche within. an expanded state of consciousness through neurodynamic breath work. And I don't know if you've participated in this before, but it is absolutely opening. It will help you reach and go deep within yourself. It's always whatever you are open to experiencing and receiving. On Sunday, June 23rd, Ms. Brianne Staggs will once again facilitate a group session of conscious breathing, as it is also called. Conscious breathing has been recognized as a powerful tool for personal growth and for thousands of years. So join us for a session and discover the benefits of breath work within a safe and sacred group container. The event will be held on Sunday, June 23rd, following service right here in this space. It gets transformed into a wonderful environment, but it starts at 12:15 and it will go until 4 o'clock. Now, the suggested fee is $45, but there's a sliding scale is also available. So let someone know. Registration is required before the workshop because there is a form that you have to fill out, and you can register for this at info@trianglecsl.org. So thank you all for your attention, for listening, for allowing me to just be me. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you to the most wonderful Amy. The theme for 2024 is a grand rising. Our theme for the month of May is good to great to grand. Reverend Andy's message is the steps we take. I'm now going to read our community's purpose statement. This is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. Now I invite you to turn within, open your heart and mind, and allow the sounds of the crystal bowls to wash over you. speak after such a beautiful silence. It felt so good, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
But we shall proceed. I'd like you to help me welcome Susan and Ed Krupa, who will be assisting me this morning with the blessings of all faiths. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. Thank you, guys. Now, let's close our outer eyes, and I'll speak a blessing on our service this morning. And so I welcome that wonderful sense of love and light, acknowledging that it is the love and light of spirit, the one energy, the one love, the one light that is in, as, and through each of us. And so I speak a blessing on our service this morning, knowing that it is absolutely what each and every one of us benefits from today. And I speak a blessing on Reverend Andy Ross as he brings his delightful sense of humor, his wonderful energy, and his wisdom to us here today. I speak a blessing on Ava and Martin, thanking them for their wonderful work with the AV and with setting up, because without them, those of you that are not in the room would not be able to see this. And I speak a blessing on Amy and her wonderful work this morning helping set up for us. And last but not least, Miles and Latha with the beautiful music that they will bring us to bless each and every one of us and to expand our souls. And I said last but not least, but I'm going to say it again. I speak a blessing on the congregation, those of you that are here present, those of you that are out there, and those of you that belong to us but may be traveling. I know that our work here together today blesses us all, blesses our community, and brings love. And so it is. And now, our reading, which is Clarity of Freedom by Saint Teresa of Avila. Avila? I had tea yesterday with a great theologian, and he asked me, "What is your experience of God's will?" I liked that question, for the distillation of thought hones thought in others. Clarity, I know, is freedom. What is my experience of God's will? Everyone is a traveler. Most all need lodging, food, and clothes. I let enter my mouth what will enrich me. I wear what will make my eyes content. I sleep where I will wake with the strength to to deeply love all my mind can hold. What is God's will for a wing? Every bird knows that. And so it is. And now, without further ado, Miles and Latha Costin.
And speaking of clarity, oh. We're going to start out with one that y'all hopefully can join in and sing along with.
1, 2, 3. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
Did you say how old am I? Oh, how old am I? Where's my notes? We can clap again for, not for me, Miles and Letha. What I love about that song is that the sunshine is a image for clarity. It's a metaphor for, clarity, being able to see. And when the singer of the song, when the writer of the song, and us who sings the song along, the obstacles don't disappear. We can just see them. Isn't that amazing? It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day, not because there are no obstacles in my life, but because I can see the obstacles. I'm aware of them. I'm accepting of them. And that's what makes it a bright, sunshiny day. So let's clap one more time for them. And Amy, you speak like gentle rain in the springtime. As you're sitting here talking and just flowing energy out, and sometimes I don't even know what you're talking about, but I love it. It reminds me of someone. But it's like a gentle rain. Your voice is like a gentle rain that just washes over me. So we can clap for Amy one more time. So this may surprise you, but last night I got angry. Oh, what? What? No. At my children. What? What? That doesn't happen. So Livy has no idea, Livy is my oldest daughter, that I like to sleep. And my sleep cycle is regimented because I am old. And so knowing I had to be here at a certain time this morning or Dusty would be angry with me, I said to myself, I'm going to bed at this time. She didn't care. So at 11:45 last night, she calls me or texts me and says, okay, I'm ready. Come and get me. And so I have to go get in my car. And, of course, Becky is saying exactly what I want her to say, the wife. She's like, I'll do it. Does that mean she'll do it? No. It means that I want it on record that I offered. And I want you to say, no, I'll do it. So I said, no, I'll do it. And then I went to pick her up. And I was angry the whole time. Of course, she got in the car. I know it. Amen, brother. The whole time. And of course, when she gets in the car, she's just like I was when I was her age. You'll remember this. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do, Dad, and then I'm going to feel bad about it. So she gets in the car, and she's like, Dad, I'm so sorry. Are you mad at me? I'm so sorry. And of course, I'm like, no, I'm just tired. We've said that before. Are you angry? No, I'm just tired. And so the whole way home, I am angry and focused on driving. Just get me home. It's past my bedtime. And then Libby goes, stop, stop, stop. And I stop the car, and a bunch of deer run past me. And in that moment, my anger immediately shifted to gratitude. And I looked at her. I was like, you saved those deer. You saved us. And you saved my car from getting a big dent in the front. She did that. In that moment, she said, stop, 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 because she was paying attention to the road, and I was paying attention to being angry. And so for the rest of the night, I got to pay attention to being grateful. And then I couldn't be mad anymore. I mean, I didn't like that I couldn't be mad anymore. Of course, then I got angry that I couldn't be mad anymore. So now she'll be able to do what she wants the next time, too, because she'll be like, remember when I saved you from those deer? So that was last night. So what are we going to talk about today? I'll give you a hint. You're going to love this. I'll give you a hint. It's gray. It climbs trees. And it gathers nuts. That's right, Jesus. This was a joke my grandmother used to tell us. She grew up in the Baptist church, and she tells this joke about this little boy who's in a class, like a Sunday school class, and, it says, I have a question for you, kids. And, oh, man, I got a question for you. What is gray, climbs trees, and collects nuts? And what do you think, Junior? And he goes, Jesus? Because that's what you do when you're growing up in the church. Every answer is Jesus. And I just thought that was just a wonderful joke. And it reminds me of what I always do here, because I might start out with something that's gray and climbing trees and gathering nuts, but I always get to the exact same place. and I always talk about the exact same thing. So maybe that boy had it right. But I'm going to talk about my very favorite topic today, the thing I always talk about, the thing I think about all the time, the most important thing in my life, me. I think about me all the time. And when I think about, I think you probably do the same, maybe not about me, but about you, is I think, who am I? What am I? Who am I going to be? In fact, you may not know it, but in the back of your heads, you are thinking that all the time. And the machine that is your mind is constantly running the program that asks the question, who am I? What am I? And what am I going to be? And there are so many cool ways of answering that question. If I asked you, or if someone asked you, let's say you're at the water cooler tomorrow. Do y'all still have water coolers at work? Yeah, water coolers. So you're at the water cooler, and then, hey, what'd you do yesterday? Oh, I went into the thing, and I heard Andy talk. Oh, who's Andy? The first thing that would come to your mind is probably this. No? No? Not what I look like? Well, I think the very first, the key of identity, the first thing we usually think about is what we look like. Or if you said, hey, Susan, a picture of Susan would pop in my head. Picture of Susan maybe like on a goose. I don't know why on a goose, but on a goose. So the first thing when we think about identity, the first way we typically think about who we are is we think about what we look like. I am this body. I am what I look like. I am this physical form. Now, these are all temporal identities, by the way, because the entire time I'm talking, you're going to be thinking, but I'm more than that. I'm more than that. I'm more than that. I'm God. I'm God. I'm God. We're going to get there. The squirrel will become Jesus, but these are temporal identities. So the first thing we think about is I am what I look like. I am this physical form. I am what I see in the mirror. When I look in the mirror and see me, I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's number one. The second thing we typically think about when we think about who we are, identity, who am I? Identity is our relationships. Who is Andy? Well, Andy is a father. Why? Because he has children. It's a relationship. Andy is a husband. Why? Because he hears this voice all the time telling him what to do. And that's the very definition of a husband. Andy is a son. Why is Andy a son? Because Andy has parents. Andy has that relationship. Andy is a brother. Brother, what's up, brother? Because Andy has that relationship. We are who we relate to. So that's number two. So one, I am my body. I am this thing, this temporal identity. I can see myself in the mirror and go, yeah, that's me. And two, I am my relationships. I'm who I relate to. But there's more than that. I could also be my occupation. This is America. When you meet someone, what's the first thing you ask? What do you do? What do I do? Well, I am a minister. That's my occupation. It's part of who I am. I am a chaplain. It's part of my occupation. It's a part of who I am. So we describe ourselves using our occupation. Body, relationship, occupation. There's more. Society. I am the society that surrounds me. What is Andy? Oh, he's a white American. White American. Why? Because this country relates to me in that way and defines me based on that. I live in this country and I relate to this country as that. And so they define me and I say, okay, well, I guess that's okay. So many ways of claiming and figuring out who we are. And of course, here in the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, we often say, I am what I think. Thank you. I was hoping someone said it. She's so smart. I am what I think I am. And of course, if you look at back at the things I just said, all of those are really just thoughts. I am what I think I look like. I am what I think I relate to. I am what I think my society says. I am what I think my job is. Now, you're probably wondering, Andy, you're so wondering. I'm so wondering right now. I'm on the edge of my seat. You're probably wondering, which of these is most true of my temporal identity? And is Andy going to tell me which one of these is the most true of my temporal identity? Well, they're all kind of true. And I don't really think when it comes to these things, is it true is the best question we can ask. I think we should be asking, which is most useful? When I'm trying to figure out who I am, when I'm trying to figure out what is this, who am I, what am I, where am I going, really what I want to know is what is most useful. If you're going to use this thing, and you're using it anyway, Larry, you're using it whether we know it or not. If I'm going to use this thing, I want my thoughts to be useful. So if I'm going to define who I am, if I'm the one who gets to say who I am, then I want my thoughts about who I am to be useful. I want them to be pragmatic. So I brought one to you today. I have brought you a useful thought that I think may help, may not. You could walk away saying he's completely wrong, and that's okay. Just don't come back next time, because I don't want your negative energy. No, you can come. No, disagreeing is good. Disagreeing is good. I like dissonance. This is good. So here's what I'm going to claim. Are you ready? You're not going to like it. You're going to hate it. Let's go. You ready? Are you ready? I am claiming that one of the most useful forms of identity is you are what you do. Ooh, you don't like that, do you? You like that? You're not. So here's the thing. You're not really supposed to like that. If I say, no, you can like, you're different. You're Rain. But you're not supposed, this side is not supposed to like that. And here's the reason. We have a reaction to that for a couple reasons. You are what you do. I am what I do. You're not going to like it, number one, because you have spent time in spiritual communities that are trying to get you deeper into existential identity beyond temporal identity. And that's cool. That's what we're doing. But I'm talking about temporal identity, so we can suspend that judgment. Two, you're not going to like it because we live in a country that constantly tries to define us by what we can produce. And we attach doing to production. I am this because I do this, therefore I produce this for the gross national product, yay America. So you're not really supposed to like it, but I think if you give me the benefit of the doubt, I can convince you. And if I can't convince you, it's okay. Your life will just be terrible. You are what you do. Why is that a really groovy thought? Because I think it contains every other thought about identity. That's right, Susan, I said it. I am what I look like. I am this body. Why? Because of what my body is doing. Life is doing something biologically right here in front of you right now. My body is life doing something biologically as this entity, and I am what my body does. This is my vehicle for life, and I am that vehicle. Temporally, I am the changes that go into my body. Right now, I am digesting coffee. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I am digesting coffee. Later on, I will return the coffee to the world and I will refill it again. I am that. That's what my body is doing. It is participating in those functions. When you sleep, your mind is still working. When you go into REM, which is rapid eye movement, and you stop dreaming and you drift into deep consciousness, your body is still working. If it stops, have your spouse. Your body is constantly doing things. Life is movement, and guess who you are? You are life living as you, as this body. Convinced you? Not quite. I am my relationships. What makes me a father? A couple different things. I'm going to get to the picture in a minute. It's a great picture. A couple different things. One, biologically, 15 years ago, I did something with someone. And now there's a 15-year-old girl. And you could say, well, you're not doing that anymore. You're married. Right, right. But, so you could say, no, you're done with that. You're not her father anymore because you're no longer doing that. Well, guess what my DNA is doing? It's working inside of her right now. Oh, that sounds terrible. But, you know, my chromosomes, the reason she looks like the way she looks, the reason she acts the way she acts is because I provided genetic material that is still working inside of her. Biologically, I'm her father because what her body is doing. That sounds better. But my father had a little picture. I can still see it. It was a woven picture. It's like woven, like the words were woven. It said, any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a daddy. I remember that. I remember that. Daddy. I remember that. Why am I a father? Biologically, because of the DNA stuff. But more importantly, we know that biology is a very small percentage of fatherhood. I am a father because of what I do. Because I participate in fatherhood. The best thing, the only thing a parent should do is show up. Do parent things. Participate in their lives. And then you are a father. I am a husband. Why? Because I signed a paper 20-something years ago? Well, legally, that paper is still working its way through the government files, but I am a husband because I participate. I do husband things. I participate in that relationship. I am a son because of their DNA, and I participate in this relationship. I do relational things. Body, relationship, occupation. What makes me a minister? Because I do minister things. I always say I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer. Well, guess what? I write. So I guess I'm a writer. If you want to be a writer, write. I do written things. I often call myself a mystic and a theologian. Why? Because I participate in the constant search for the experience of God and deepening that experience, and I write about it. I think about it. I participate in those things. I do those things. Those are my occupations. Why am I a white American? Because I participate in America, and this, what's it called? Is it melanin or melatonin? Melanin. And the melanin in my skin causes a different participation with this society. Will it always cause one? I hope not. But right now it causes a very unique participation in our society. I am participating in American society constantly. I am what I do. And you know why that is so cool? You know why that is so groovy? Because life does. Sounds very Southern. Life does. That's what life is. Life is a constant doing. And as a self-reflective being, as a human being with a mind that reflects on life, I get to participate in that doing. I am life, and I get to recognize it. Every day I wake up, and the body sits up, there are things going in my body, things doing. And I get to participate in that doing. And guess what? Thank you. If I want to do something else, what do I got to do? Something else. If I want to be someone else, what do I got to do? Do something else. I want to be kind. Do kind things. I want to love. Do that. I want to create. Do creative things. It's that easy. If I want to become something different, all I have to do is do something different. I am what I do, and I'm constantly doing something, so I might as well participate in and shift the boat in this direction and do the things that bring me joy. You ready to talk about the squirrel? Yeah. You ready for the squirrel? The squirrel's been creeping the whole time. Nah. Got to talk about God. I can't help it. We are life. God is being, at least the God as we think about it, as we conceptualize that, which is just a shadow of the reality. God just is. God is not movement. God just is. It's the isness. When we drop down into peace and there is just, like, when you mention, like, what do I have to talk after the thing? Because all talking is just shadows of the reality, the truth. God is just that thing. God is just being until being becomes. When God wants to do something, what does God do? Life. Life is God doing. When being becomes, it becomes life. And guess what? Each one of you are expressions of that. You are God doing you as life. So when I make a choice, make a choice to do something, I'm making a choice to direct God's being in a certain direction, which makes every single act sacred. Every single act a miracle. A miracle. Yes. When I choose to eat, I am choosing to participate in the feeding of my body. I'm choosing to fuel God's creation, sacred. When I sleep, I am resting. I am allowing this body to rest. I am participating in resting, and tomorrow I will be reborn, and then God is doing that, and I get to allow God to do that. So everything I do is God doing something as life. And when we recognize that, every doing becomes a ritual. Every doing becomes sacred. Every doing becomes beautiful. And you get to participate in that. You get to make the choices. 3 questions. 3 questions. I thought you put up 2. Sorry, I'm 3. 3 questions. 1. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? 2, related to 1. What are you going to do? Question 3, what is God going to do with you? 1, what am I going to be? Who am I going to be? I'm going to be what I do. I'm going to be kinder, so I'm going to participate in kindness. I'm going to be creative, so I'm going to do creative things. I'm going to be a light, so I'm going to shine. I'm going to be the rain on somebody's crops, so I'm going to let my life flow. I'm going to be those things. Number 2, what am I going to do? I'm going to do what I become, and I'm going to become what I do. And I'm going to think about it every moment. I'm going to be aware that every doing is a sacred act. That even as I lift my finger up and close it like this to make a point, that is a sacred act. Because without me, God couldn't do this, and without God, I couldn't do this. So even right now, in this moment, I get to be what God does as life. So 1, who are you going to be? You get to decide. You get to make that choice. You get to do those things. 2, what are you going to do when you leave here today? What are you going to do? And 3, what is God going to do with you? Because when you drop down into that sacred barrel, when you get down into the being that exists and you open that up, you said something, somebody said something. Increase, you said. Increase the soul. You said something about, when I'm in this room, you have increased the container. The soul is the container. So every time I get down into God, every time I do spiritual things, I increase and expand the soul and allow more of that God to pour through me, making those moments, making that doing sacred. So that's all I want you to do today. All I want you to do today is do. But as you do, I want you to remember, I am God doing, and I become what I do. So who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And man, what's God going to do with me? Whew, you're tired of listening. I'm tired of talking. Let's pray. I am a temporal manifestation. I am life moving. I am cells and molecules in DNA. I am relationships. I am what I participate in. I am who I spend my time with. I am sacred activity. I am occupations. I am what I choose to give my time to. I am government and society and culture. I am all those things. And I am more. I am before Abraham. I am this morning. I am before the foundations of the world were created. I am. So what am I going to be? What am I going to do? In this moment, all that we can do is ask that every sacred moment be realized as such. All that we can ask is that we are able to move out of the way and allow the stirrings of being to become this moment, to recognize how beautiful, what a miracle it is just to exist and do something. So what am I going to do today? Who am I going to be? And God, what are you going to be through me? How can I be a gift to someone else? I'm grateful for this sacred container. I'm grateful for the expansion of the soul to allow Spirit to move that happens every time I'm in this room with you all. It's a beautiful moment. It's a sunshiny day because I can see all the obstacles, and those are just gifts. How am I going to choose to do something with this in my way? It's a bright, sunshiny day, and I am thankful, and we say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Reverend Andy. Let's give him another round of applause. It's always such a pleasure to have you here, so thank you very much for saying yes once again to us. I appreciate that. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer financial support to our community so that we can continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. Together we affirm the truth that this offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 different ways that you can give. They're here on your screen or on your screen at home. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word GIVE to the following number, 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. I invite you now to please take your gift and place it over your heart, put your hand over it, or to just place your hand on your heart with an affirmation for yourself or for the community, and repeat our offering affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. And now please let's welcome Miles and Letha back to the stage.
Give us just a second to get adjusted.
You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to do free. How about that? I think this is one of the last songs that we wrote a little while ago, a few years ago. And I think you'll catch on to the, give him some more guitar, please. I think you'll catch on to the chorus, because it's only 2 words, so once you get it, feel free to join in.
I'm free.
Got it?
I'm free.
Stepping out of the rat race, no trap can be set for me. Gonna move at my own pace.
All because I'm free. I'm free.
was awesome. Thank you. All right. If anyone would like prayer, please go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the home page, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that button, fill in the request form, and we will get that prayer and send it out to all the ministers and practitioners. And you will feel free and clear. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyripplemeyer@yahoo.com. Now, in the comfort of your home or here, please stand for our May affirmation. This is a call and response. Please repeat it with meaning. I am open and curious as I walk my path to the most authentic expression. I am open and curious as I walk my path to my most authentic expression. As I explore my inner landscape, I uncover the grandness that has always been there. As I explore my inner landscape, I uncover the grandness that has always been there. Through this exploration, I am able to untangle the layers of identity and beliefs that no longer serve me. Through this exploration, I am able to untangle the layers of identity and beliefs that no longer serve me. Doing so, I deepen my awareness and understanding of the values that are truly mine and open myself to a fresh perspective. Doing so, I deepen my awareness and understanding of the values that are truly mine and open myself to a fresh perspective. From this place, I choose to live from my values in ways that enhance my life and the world around me. From this place, I choose to live from my values in ways that enhance my life and the world around me. My outer life exists in alignment with the truth of my authentic self. My outer life exists in alignment with the truth of my most authentic self. Through this process, I moved from good to great to grand. Through this process, I moved from good to great to grand. And so it is. And so it is. Okay. Have a seat. Now we're closing our eyes one more time. I'm going to speak a quick benediction. I shan't wax nostalgic. Thank you, everyone, for being here in this most delightful morning. And I recognize that God loves us, God expresses through us, and God laughs through us. So make it a good one. And so it is.
And so it is indeed. Thank you all so very much for being here this morning or inviting us into your homes. Make it be a great week. I love you all. Take care.